Bang Theory, bigger than ever, 5th season. Now you're in syndication, so I'm seeing you like 8 or 9 times a day on TV. What's it like now that you're going into the 5th season as opposed to when you first started the show?
It's definitely overwhelming. This year has been quite different because it's the 5th season and now we're syndicated. It's a little weird to turn on the TV and if you're not seeing an episode, you're seeing a preview for an episode. It's just like a lot. But it's what everyone dreams of, I suppose. It's just unbelievable. The show keeps growing and I just looked on Twitter and it said that we had ratings high last night. I don't know how the show keeps doing that.
Yeah.
And it's not going to last forever. And I'm loving what's happening right now. It's an incredible feeling and we're just incredibly blessed. We know our group at work knows how lucky we are.
Yeah, well, that's really good to hear because, you've been around for long enough and you know that, these things are really hard to come by and the success of this show is incredible and obviously because the network's had a lot of faith in it, but it's doing really well on its on Thursdays and it's doing well all over the world. Like, where I am here in Australia, it's on all the time and it's probably the number one show here in Australia now. And but anyway, I'd like to know, given that you guys were nominated for Best Drama Series at the Emmys a couple of months ago, that must have been terribly exciting, right?
Yes, it was amazing. We were thrilled. Everything that happens with the show, what I love about our cast and our group of people is everything that happens is shock. Nothing that happens is expected.
Yeah.
Like, we get these nominations and it's like, we can't believe it, or we get these big ratings and we can't believe it, and I'm really serious. And I hope that we always continue to feel that way because it's an incredible feeling. It's just something that we don't expect and we still don't expect, and the Emmy nomination was so nice. The fact that we just hadn't had one, it was nice to get a little pat on the back and see our work being shown and people appreciating it. And, Jim Parsons has just been definitely the breakout star, and we've known that from day one. He's just incredible talent, and we were so happy he got recognized. And then for Johnny Galecki to get recognized was so huge for him and the show, and it's just been an honor. Everything that happens is just icing on a huge cake.
Yeah.
What was that night like for you with all the cast getting together and the producers and so forth going out to the Emmys? And then also you had the Best Comedy Series nomination in January or the Golden Globes as well. What are those nights like when you all get together just to party?
It's really special. Again, it makes us feel special and that our work is not going unnoticed. And especially for people like the writers and Chuck Lorre who make our show what it is. But when you set people aside like Johnny and Jim, it's special. It's important, and that's not why we do this. I've been in this business for now almost 22 years, and I've never done it for anything other than loving it and feeling like it's the only thing I knew how to do. So starting to get recognition for it is not something that I'm used to or have lived my life, for. It hasn't been for that. So it's always exciting. And the guys feel the same way. We're a very modest, real group of people, and we are just extremely grateful all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So going to Emmys and with the group and partying and being able to celebrate with each other is great. And we know it's like the next day you wake up, there's going to be a new show on that's going to be really good. Yeah. People are going to forget about whatever you did. So, we enjoy it for the moment, and we know it doesn't last forever.
Of course not. But look, I'm going to say something that's not very politically correct, but Hollywood Foreign Press, Emmy voters, SAG voters, Kaley Cuoco, lead comedy actress, what's going on? I think everybody else is being nominated, and you've been given some really good material. And I'm about to ask you about that, but you've been given great material. First, you got the romance between Penny and Leonard, and then in the finale, you had that dalliance with Raj. And now you are now joined by 2 other women, and so now the cast has grown, and you've got some fantastic material with Mayim Bialik.
I got you this to give to me.
Oh. Sweetie, guests don't normally wear corsages to a wedding. That's more of a prom thing.
I never went to my prom. My mom paid my cousin to take me, but he just used the money to buy drugs.
Put the corsage on her.
And so this is a 2-part question. Firstly, don't you think it's time that Kaley Cuoco's name be read out when it comes to nomination announcements? And two, what's it like having the two girls on set and now that the cast has grown a bit more?
Well, that's very nice. Thank you. This goes back to what I was just saying. I've been doing this for so long, like really for my whole life, and it's never been other than loving it and feeling like I'm good at it. And this past year was the first time I was like, ooh, maybe there is a possible nomination in my future, you know, and I've never looked at it like that. I mean, honestly, I've never looked at it like that. I don't have a family that looks at it like that. I haven't been surrounded by that. And so it's like, even just being able to do, I did the Emmy roundtable this year with some really amazing actresses for Hollywood Reporter, and I felt like that was winning. Like, it was such an honor to sit with all these comedic actresses who I admired. You know, you've got Amy Poehler and all these different people, and it was really cool. It was eye-opening to think, well, maybe one day I'd love to have a nomination for this show, and because for the work that I put in. But seeing the guys, you know, grow, and Johnny getting nomination after 4 years, and it's just amazing. So if it happens, it's great. If not, I can't possibly complain. Like, I have the greatest job in the whole world. I just can't. And they give me really funny things to say, and I get to be really funny. And if someone recognizes it, that's great. If not, I am so happy with what I'm doing. With the girls on the show, it's been great too. That's been a whole other dynamic. First of all, it gives Jim something to play off of other than us constantly rolling our eyes, you know, at our characters, and other people to roll their eyes at him. So it's able for all of us to kind of play with other people. And again, the girls, it's great. We have a lot of girl episodes now, and Bernadette and Howard are getting married, so we have that whole storyline. And that's what happens on shows. You get new characters and boyfriends and all these different things, and storylines grow, and trying to keep it fresh and exciting for the fans.
Well, along those lines of what Rob was asking too, I'm just amazed that the Screen Actors Guild has not nominated your ensemble for the ensemble category in the comedy.
I know.
That's crazy.
What's that all about?
You know, we're talking to SAG voters right now that need to mark your show down on their ballot this year.
Yeah,
that's really sweet. First and foremost, I do look at our show as, to me, I'm a little biased, but an incredible ensemble. That's what we've always looked at it as. Everyone has their part and does what they need to do to keep the show going. So I think that would be the highest honor of all, to nab one of those, you know, as an ensemble, because we take that so seriously. It's no one person's show.
Yeah.
And everyone gives their all, and, you know.
Yeah, a lot of the actors we've spoken to have said that, actually, that ensemble award is so sought after because it's really such a team effort. So I can imagine that would be a hot thing to get on your mantle.
I think maybe it's just the word ensemble. I don't know. You know, as cast, all these different things. But it's like, or as a TV show, you win best comedy or best this. But for something, I don't know why, when it says ensemble, it means like one and group, community, and I don't know. I guess it's just a cool way to put it.
Yeah.
Well, I have a couple of Penny questions. You may have heard these before. I'm sure you've heard both of these before. What is Penny's last name? I was doing all my research on you, and it never dawned on me that we have never heard her last name on the show, have we?
No, it's so funny. There was a whole Twitter conversation for like the past 2 days about Penny's last name. We've never used a last name. I would even tell you if I knew she had one. She doesn't. Even when my dad came on the show, we never said her last name. Yeah. And I think the writers are enjoying having like that little secret. It's like the guy in Home Improvement who you never saw. Like, you know, there's like little quirks and all these different things. I have a feeling we're never going to know her last name. It's kind of a funny thing. It makes me laugh too, because when I hold like fake mail a lot on the show and all, it always says to Penny. There's no like last name. I'm like, who's mailing? Where's the last name? We always laugh about it, but no last name as of right now.
Maybe it's a secret because you're secretly in some kind of famous family, like you're Penny Rockefeller or Penny Obama or Penny Reagan or something like that.
That would be really
wow.
Really
get Chuck Lorre on the phone.
The question was, you brought up your father, played by Keith Carradine. We haven't seen your mother, though. If you had a dream person that could play your mother, who would that be?
I hope this doesn't offend her, but I've imagined, having a very young mom who, like, got knocked up at whatever. And so my ultimate dream would be Lisa Kudrow.
Yeah. Great.
I think it would be really funny. And that's the only person I've had, because we talk about it a lot. I'm like, oh man, that would just make my life. And the biggest Friends fan on the planet, so on top of that, but I think it could be very funny.
I think that would be very cool.
We'll put the word out.
Let's do that.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
Let her know.
Producers, come on, you've got to do it. Now, I'd like to talk about something else briefly. You're hosting the People's Choice Awards, right?
Yeah, I don't know why they asked me.
That's insane. That's crazy. That's a lot of pressure. Are you preparing? Are you going crazy trying to prepare?
No, not really.
No?
You know, like, I think why people have been asking me to do more things like that is because it's not that I don't care, but I feel like real people and fans and stuff, they don't give a shit about your craft and like your acting and how you prepare for things. They just want to see you be you and be real and laugh and be able to make fun of yourself. And I'm actually really excited to do that. I told them, I said, the only rule I have is I don't dance and I don't sing. I'm not going to do some stupid opening number where half the celebrities in the audience are like, oh my God. Because that's what I do when I'm like, oh God. So I don't want to be that person. But I hope to I want it to be funny and young, and they have some really fun ideas. I was honored that they asked me. When they called, I said, okay, so who are the other co-hosts? And they were like, no, just you. And I thought, why do they want me to do that? It's like, these people are crazy.
Yeah. No, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
You'll have a good time with that.
You'll have a bloody good time.
I wanted to ask a couple I think Rob has a question too, but on 8 Simple Rules, which really is where we all kind of got to know you.
Yeah.
I mean, you just had a master class of people to learn from. You had John Ritter and Katie Seagal, and then they brought in James Garner.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a living legend right there. I'm sure you got some acting tips from him. What was it like on that set, and was it that way for you as even a younger lady to learn from them?
You know, that was a dream come true. I don't even think I realized. I was 16 at the time when I started that show, and I don't even think I knew at the time how important it was that those people were around me. I mean, to be, spend those 2 years, a year and a half with John Ritter was a year and a half I will never forget. It changed my life personally and professionally. And, I mean, people ask me this all the time, and my answer I give all the time is the truth. It's that I remember watching him do takes, and we would do these scenes, and he would never do one take the same. It was different every time, and like drastically different. And the audience would be screaming, and it was like they were watching it for the first time. And I remember thinking, I really want to make sure I do that. If I ever am like a sitcom person, if this is what I want to do, I want to keep the audience going, and that's what I do today. I'll never do it the same. And I learned that from John and being around Katie Seagal. And then it was actually funny when James Garner joined the show. I remember a first live show with him that night. I said, how are you feeling? Are you excited? He said it was his first live audience taping.
Wow.
And he was so nervous. Yeah. It was the cutest thing. I was shocked. I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, I'm so nervous and so excited. So it was interesting to see such a legend. Even legends get a little nervous once in a while, and made me feel good, actually. But that was a show and a couple years of my life. But that first year with John, that changed my whole life, and I'll never forget it. It definitely put me on the map, and it made me love sitcom, and it made me love comedy. And I knew once I was done with that, I said, this is my path, and this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Garner has a book coming out, I think, on his life, his autobiography, really soon.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to reading that. And the Academy has a TV Hall of Fame, and they induct like 7 people each year, and he's already in there. But we've got a campaign going on our website where we are encouraging the Academy to look at some people to put in the Hall of Fame, and one of them is John Ritter. I think he belongs in there, and he's just one of those legends from TV that really should get that kind of attention, even though he is gone.
I'm shocked he's not in it, to be honest. It's interesting because after he passed away, I remember doing all this, looking at all the stuff he'd done in the movies, and he was an incredible actor. I mean, it wasn't just comedy. If you look at Sling Blade, you look at all these movies, it was like, oh my gosh, he was not just a funny guy; he could do it all. You would never really know that, I feel like, but anyone deserves it more than him. No one deserves it more than him, definitely.
Yeah. Chris, you were mentioning earlier to me that on the night that Kaley was awarding Jim Parsons his Golden Globe, Wasn't it the same night that Katie Seagal also won a Golden Globe for
Yes!
Anarchy? So what's going on? People need to work with Kaley Cuoco to have a better chance with the Hollywood Foreign Press. What's that all about? That's crazy.
And the Golden Globe goes to... Oh my God, Jim Parsons!
First Golden Globe win and first nomination for Jim Parsons for his performance as Sheldon Cooper on The Big Bang Theory.
Oh my God, Kaley, if you can't tell, is on the show with me. It's such perspective. It's so weird. One day you're waiting, is CBS going to put this show on the air?
I used to work with her, and then I'll win something.
Yeah.
That was one of the best nights. Jim and I talk about all the time. In fact, I gave him a present. I found a photo of us hugging on stage. You could see his face, and mine was like an amazing shot, and I framed it for him. And we talk about it because I don't think that will ever happen again, where we're giving each other. I mean, it was just such a special, and so many people have asked me, was that set up? And I had no clue. No, that could never be the case. And to look on the, first time I was even at the Golden Globes, my first time ever, and presenting and seeing my co-star's name on there was like, I mean, I really get chills thinking about it. I've never been more excited for anyone in my whole life. I felt like I had won. I mean, it was an amazing moment.
I remember back, speaking of something along those lines, years and years ago on Roseanne, when Laurie Metcalf won her first Emmy, who's been on your show, obviously.
Yeah.
Roseanne and Tom Arnold presented the award.
Yeah.
I remember Laurie Metcalf, and I wonder if this went through Jim's mind at all. She gets up on stage, and her first thought is not to grab the award or even look at the audience. She wanted to see the envelope, make sure they weren't pulling a joke on her.
Yeah.
Jim did that. He must have expected to win.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cute. I gotta Google that. I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
so
a great
fun.
I didn't online, I'm sure. If I just look for Laurie Metcalf Emmy win or something like that.
Yeah, it's really
Oh
funny.
my God. That is really, really cute. Really cute.
Well, we wish you all the best, Kaley. You've got a lot coming up. The season is doing so well. It's really hilarious. The ratings are on fire. You've got the People's Choice. Golden Globes are coming up. I'm sure Big Bang will be all over that. SAGs, let's hope so. And you just enjoy it. You're obviously really enjoying yourself, and that's great.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I can't believe the technology now that we're Skyping an interview.
I know.
This is very weird.
It's insane.
This is like crazy, right?
All over the
Oh my
planet.
God.
Yeah, totally.
Well, thank you for
Thank you so
including
much.
me, and I really appreciate it.
Thanks very much. See you later.
Bye, guys. Bye.